So it always is worth it. It's never a question if the time spent is spent on like that can of worms, you know, where you're now sucked into a conversation that'll take you way beyond where you wanted to go with a particular individual. So that's why you kind of want to pick your patients carefully in terms of where you feel comfortable doing that. The biggest thing that I see as sort of a deterrent isn't so much that we don't want to get close to our patients, but it's time. You know, because ultimately you got that, whatever it is, in our practice it's 20 minutes with a follow-up, or you have an hour with a new patient. I have not really found to be very effective for this particular tool, because you need to have some sort of a relationship for that to work well. But for an existing patient, typically you have 20 minutes, and that is a very short time, especially if you have a situation like I illustrated earlier, where you have to review a scan, come up with a treatment plan, you know, discuss that treatment plan and move forward. That in itself typically takes more than 20 minutes. Now, when you want to introduce something like that on top of it, that often is a price that you pay in the later hours of your day, where now you're going to be running a half hour, or for many of those type of instances, I can find myself an hour late on my schedule, and that stresses me out tremendously. But it is ultimately something that I've learned since I've started to use it it's worth it. You know, because ultimately future visits with those particularly very challenging patients are actually easier, you know, and so the time invested up front will pay its way on the back end when that patient returns.